Hey everybody, co-host Alex here, disclaimer enthusiast. Just wanted to hop on here and let you all know that we are taking a brief hiatus from Season 2, but don't worry, we have a bunch of bonus episodes for you to fill the gap, like this episode here on Sinners, and we got a couple other movie musicals along the way. Keep posted for when we return for the last final episodes of Season 2, and thank you all so much for listening.
Who do you call?
When all that you see
Are actors on your television singing off key?
what savvy, well-versed heroes can settle the score. Once more with TV. Welcome, vampires and blues players, to a bonus episode of Once More with TV.
A show where we talk about whatever we want.
I'm your co-host, Alex Kovnatsky, he, him, and I am such a big Ryan Coogler enthusiast.
And I'm your co-host, Liza, she, her. And I did not like the In the Heights movie. I'm so sorry.
Wow, quick hot take. I didn't love it either. I think there's things that don't work with it, but I didn't dislike it. I think I felt kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I guess it just didn't. They cut some of the songs I really liked. They did cut Inutil, which is my least favorite song, so I was actually hugely a fan of that choice.
Yep.
I didn't get the choice to just like kill Nina's mom.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird to me. That didn't help in any way. Yeah, I just was sort of underwhelmed by it. I don't know. I've seen the stage show. I loved the stage show and have loved the music forever and was just sort of let down by the film, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I can understand. At first, I was like, whoa, that's a hot take. And then I was like, actually, I didn't love it as much either. So I think I landed a similar place, honestly. Yeah. But that's what we're talking about in this bonus episode. We are talking about the smash hit film, maybe a musical, Sinners. Liza, why don't you tell me your relationship with, I guess, Ryan Coogler with vampires?
Boy, I mean, we've talked about vampires a lot on this show, because obviously part of this reason we started the show is we're both Buffy stans. I've done a lot of vampire lore research. I was a big Twilight girly way back in the day. You know, I know all of my interviews with vampires. I know all of my Draculas, my Nosferatus, all my boys, as it were. No, I mean, I love a good vampire story. I think vampires can be such a potent monster and such a good metaphor. They can also be cheap and dumb. I mean, I'm not saying they can't also be that. They can also be goofy and cartoonish. But they can be such excellent, and from the beginning have been such excellent. The idea of sucking the life out of someone and robbing them of their life is a very interesting one and a very cool thing to draw into a supernatural being. So I do love a vampire story. I do. Ryan Coogler, I also love. I mean, Fruitvale Station is one of my favorite movies. I think it's just so... I also love someone who also loves Michael B. Jordan. I feel like we just have that in common, and I like that for us. Like, we both are obsessed with this guy. So I have a lot of respect for anybody who has that much respect for Michael B. Jordan. I loved Creed. Thought that was really brilliant. Obviously, the Black Panther movies are really very good. He's doing what he can within Disney's fucking manacles. Yeah, what about you?
More on those manacles later.
More on that in a second. What about you? Ryan Coogler, vampires?
Yeah. If I have to pick a favorite director, it's probably either Ryan Coogler or Bong Joon-ho. Like, those are my goats for me. Fruitvale Station is one of my favorite, if not my favorite movie of all time. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I think it's just an amazing
It's a brilliant
film.
movie, yeah. An underrated Chad Michael Murray performance.
Yeah, he's not the star of that film.
He's not the star of that movie, but he is there. And every time I forget, and every time it's like, Chad Michael Murray.
But Ryan Coogler doesn't miss. He only makes good movies. I love the way he talks. I love the way he talks about film. I love that he's clearly just a guy from Oakland who has great ideas. And vampires, I think this movie is maybe my favorite vampire movie now. I think like my big three are probably this, Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Sure,
and What We Do in the Shadows, probably.
Oh God, What
like,
We Do in the
those are probably my
Shadows
big
is
three.
so good, actually. I love that.
I love vampires. I love them metaphorically more than zombies or werewolves, if I'm being honest. I think there's really interesting stuff with that, and Sinners definitely plays with that too. I think blood stuff is interesting, like Spike always saying that it's always the blood. It's always got to be the blood or whatever. But yeah, what are your favorite vampire media? Obviously Buffy, but
Obviously Buffy. It's such a good question. I feel like I should just say that I feel like I'm literally about to start watching the AMC series of Interview with the Vampire because I've heard so many great things about it. So I just want to say that this is not including that, which could easily make it onto the list, I think. I'd agree What We Do in the Shadows is absolutely on that list for me. That like early shoestring Taika Waititi budget, I want him only working on shoestrings.
Me too. I think that's right.
I think he's so much better when he's like limited in that way. I also feel that way about Baz Luhrmann's like Strictly Ballroom is easily his best movie, and it's easily the cheapest when you watch it. It looks cheap. Anyway, what was I saying? Sorry. Yeah, Sinners might be on there. I was really blown away by this. I thought it was just a very interesting and new way to explore this mythos. And I actually am a sucker for the original Nosferatu, and I know that sounds dickish, and it kind of is. Like, it is annoying of me. But I actually do love it. I watched it on, like, the big screen once. It was just, like, it was so much fun. It was just, like, such an exciting experience. And, yeah, just because of the experience of that movie, I still remember it so vividly. So, yeah, I'll probably say that one.
I think my biggest question, and I'm not sold on an answer yet, I think I'm leaning in one direction, but I really want to hear your thoughts first. Is this a musical? Is this a movie musical?
Oh my God. It's such a good question. Maybe. It might be. Characters express themselves through song. Songs move the story forward.
100%.
They're integral to the plot of this film. This film does not happen without the music in it.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like, I'm inclined to say yes because it makes this episode legitimate.
Well, we get to talk about whatever we want in these bonus episodes.
That's so true. I did say that, didn't I? I'm inclined to say yes, barely.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. I think I lean no, barely. But barely. I really could be convinced.
This is on the wire. There's a high wire this is on for me, and it is constantly teetering.
Yeah, and this I got to be honest, I've been thinking about this question for a long time, but I didn't really grill myself to come up with a side that I'm on until maybe 10 minutes before we started recording. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't until you asked me that question just now. That was me live making that decision.
I think it's barely not, just because I don't think this movie really fits into genre at all intentionally, right? I wouldn't call it a horror movie either. I would call it a vampire movie because there's vampires in it, but vampire movie isn't like a genre in the same way that musical or horror is in my head. Because that feels like more like the tone of the movie that you're going into. But I think for that reason, it's not quite it. And I also think that there are a bunch of movies that have songs in it that don't feel like movie musicals to me. Everything from like a music biopic to, you know, just a song that where people have a musical number, like a Slumdog Millionaire, right?
Sure.
And it feels like songs are set pieces more than they are musical numbers to me. I don't know if that's true, actually. I'm immediately backtracking on that. I don't believe in that, actually. But I guess I don't know. I'm talking myself in circles now.
No, it's really hard. I think that biopic possibly is your strongest argument. Like the idea that music is still essential to that and still fundamentally the story doesn't happen without it, but I would not count a biopic as a musical. I think that's possibly your strongest argument in that bunch. I mean, the music in this, right? So the idea is that Miles Catton's character, who's now, of course, the name I can't remember, Preacher Boy, Sammy, thank you. A Preacher Boy can reach through sort of the void, through layers of reality and the past and time to reach his ancestors through music and the ancestors of other people who are listening to his music. He can pierce the veil, as it were. First of all, this kid is unbelievable.
So good.
I had
talented.
the exact reaction of Michael B. Jordan, which is my voice. My mouth dropped open and went, woo! Ah! Like, I was so excited about this child.
He's incredible. And it's crazy that this is like kind of his first real role. You know?
This is introducing. Like, he's unreal. He's got this bass voice that is just like velvet, and it's so beautiful to listen to. Like, you could listen to it forever. But the idea is that since he can pierce the veil and reach, through time and those who are dead, this vampire, Remick, wants him to do that for him. So he can reach his long-lost Irish ancestors who he misses.
Exactly right.
This whole plot revolves around music and this ability that this kid has. So music is extremely integral to this movie.
Right. And I mean, I think the whole movie is a metaphor for the music industry in general, and then just like corporate entities in general, kind of taking people's culture to make a profit off of it. So music is the main point of it in multiple layers, and how music should be a celebration of creativity and joy and things that bring communities together, and not be something that evil people suck the soul out of. Literally.
I mean, when you've got vampires, right, you literally have something cannibalizing. And you have Remick, who is, of course, white. He's Irish. I do think it's interesting to note that Remick is Irish and would have not been counted as white by a lot of white people at this time. Because, again, we made race up. It's a joke. We made it up. And for a long time, Irish Italians not considered the right kind of white. So I do think it's interesting that it's Remick, and he doesn't see it as a problem. He lives in this he has this post-racial idea of life where everything is about equality and brotherhood. That doesn't stop him from, like, recruiting Klan members. Like, he's still willing to ally himself with fucking whoever. He's also notably being run off by the Choctaw Nation when we meet him.
So there's kind of a couple of interesting things there. One is that, like, on a level, I think we're supposed to be sympathetic with Remick, because he, like one of the Michael B. Jordans and Haley Steinfeld, are people who had to make a horrible choice of, like, do I side with the thing that is co-opting my culture to survive? And they kind of choose yes. Either kind of explicitly or implicitly choosing yes in those moments. But they are victims of being consumed by the culture vultures, profiting
which
off
is
of
why
their
we
culture.
get the shout out to missionaries and Christianity and Catholicism, right? Which is why we get everybody knows the Lord's Prayer. Also, of course, like, vampires share a hive mind in this, which is sort of a new there's a lot of, like, sort of, like, new and interesting vampire lore, or little twists on vampire lore that I found really interesting here. Also a great way to recruit an a cappella group. You all already know the songs. Amazing.
And I love that when he plays his music, it is very good. And I love Will You Go Lassie Go, whatever. I don't know what the title of that song is, but
it is
Wild
called Go
Mountain
Lassie
Time,
Go.
I think.
Yeah.
I love that song. I love Rocky Road to Dublin, but it is distinctly missing what blues gives to music, which is that kind of syncopation and soul that comes from Black culture. and feeds into like every facet of music therefore after. But and that, you know, is obviously in that big musical number too. So
absolutely. He sings these traditional Irish numbers, which are very, especially like Go Lassie Go is very mournful. It's like one of those like almost stereotypical Irish numbers of like, there's a sad woman among the heather. Like, come the fuck on. So mostly Irish music is a lot of sad people wandering through like fields and wilderness and, you know, Danny Boy, like all the roses are dying. Like this is like very like emblematic of a lot of Irish music. It's an extremely beautiful song, and I think it's a really beautiful rendition of it. They got this really lovely 3-part harmony. It's a really lovely, it sounds the most honest of like their music, and there is something, you feel his sadness in it, and I think that's what you're supposed to get, is he is missing something. And he's expressing that in the way he knows how, which is his music and his Irish music. You're right in that it is a cultural music that has been like, that is very specific and co-opted and very different from blues music, but ultimately trying to speak to a similar emotional state, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Remick is essentially the same as Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld at the very end of the movie, when we have that awesome post-credit scene where there's still a lot of love there. It's just like we're on opposite sides. I chose to side with the evil, you chose to not, but we don't hate each other because we shared one of the best days of our lives together. The other interesting thing that I found out, I didn't know about this at all until I was like watching video essays by different Irish people. I think her name is Lady Genevieve or something like that. Sorry, I should shout that out more specifically. But she mentioned that the Choctaw Indians, I should say Indians, but Native Americans are very specific and important in their relationship to Ireland, because during the Irish famine, which it should be noted is really not about potato famine, it's more about the British coming in and fucking their whole shit up.
And then the British told a story about it being about potatoes. Is that what you're fucking implying?
Ridiculous.
The British wrote off their like genocide by being like, "Don't worry, it was the potatoes, not us."
Yeah,
it's put wild, by the way.
During that time, the Choctaw Indians, fresh off of the Trail of Tears, rounded together like $170 and sent it to Ireland during that time.
Holy
which
shit.
is like a lot of money during that time.
That's an enormous amount of money, especially for people in that situation at that time. Yeah.
So there's a lot of solidarity there, and it's interesting that is specifically the tribe that Ryan Coogler shouts out. It seems blatant to me, like he's connecting that piece of history.
Well, it's interesting because they know what he is, right?
Exactly.
They know the danger that he presents, which is swiftly ignored by 2 clan members, who then possibly get what they deserve immediately after.
Totally. And it's funny that, you know, Remick in that scene really appeals to, like, he does a lot of pathos appeals of like, help me, I'm being chased, I'm being attacked, and then he sees the clan like the outfit in the background. He's like, oh, I've got money.
Yeah. Oh my God. The immediate switch. Like, I know what you value. Horrific.
I know we're kind of going all over the place, but we got to talk about that amazing musical number.
The scene. I mean, it's really like it's the key scene of this movie for me. Miles starts his song, I Lied to You, I think is what it's called. Which starts off a very traditional blues song. It's also it's in the storytelling tradition of blues as well, because it's very much drawn from Miles's own life. His dad wants him to be a preacher. He doesn't want to do that.
Interesting you say want. Is this an I Want song?
Maybe. That's what I'm arguing. But it's more of an I don't want song.
I think an I want song can be an I don't want song.
Yeah. Very classic. That's your dream dad energy. And we get this unbelievable number where Miles's power kicks in. We start off with some very like traditional West and Central African like dancers coming in and joining his music, and music players coming in, and we get someone on like, you know, an instrument that would have been the the predecessor to a banjo, which I thought was just really nice because banjo music has been like co-opted by white people so aggressively, and they're like, it's ours. I'm like, no, that was like a West African instrument that you like stole. And yeah, we start off with that, and it just keeps going, and eventually there's like a Jimi Hendrix type, and then there's b-boys, and we get like through the entire, like, so much of black music and black music history. We also get like Zijou dancers, because of course like Bo and his wife are there, like Bo and Annie are there, and it's just like, it's so well shot. It's like unbelievable. It took like 3 days. I did look at them. It took like 3 days to shoot it. They tried to do it in as few takes as possible. I think it's 3, only because IMAX cameras can only hold so much film at once. It's this beautiful, sweeping, transcendent moment of filmmaking, and it sounds stupid. And at first, you're like, "Is this stupid?" Like, at first, you're sitting there, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about a DJ being in this room. It is 1932. Like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I don't know about this. But eventually, if you just let it happen, like, Ludwig Göransson is like an unbelievable composer. Apparently, he was like live composing, basically, as they blocked this, which is crazy. Just to make sure that it would fit all the choreo, because this is an insane choreo number. Anyway, yeah, it's just amazing to watch.
I didn't have that reaction as you did, Liza. I immediately loved it. I was immediately bought
At
in.
first, I was like, I don't know if this is dumb. Like, I was like, oh no, did this movie lose me? Like, is this the moment? And then I was like, no, it didn't at all, and I'm so in.
Yeah, he's piercing the veil. He's tapping into his ancestors. I loved every bit of it. I feel like this movie is one big magic trick, and that is like the biggest magic trick in the middle of the film.
Yeah, it's just a spectacular scene. You're watching it and you're like, I could watch this forever. Like, it's such a visual feast. It's, of course, it's kind of the midpoint of the movie. Like, everything changes after this, because this is, Remick sees this. Yeah. And he's like this, I want that. I want that. This is kind of Remick's I Want song. He's just staring. He's just quite into it. And then, they burn down the set. They filmed that on the last day, and they actually burned the set, which is so crazy, too. Because it is such a better visual than a CGI burn. It's just a stunning visual scene, and the music in it is so moving. And I was almost out of it, and then I was like, no, I'm actually going to fully buy in. This is incredible.
It's kind of indescribable. It's like a visual audio feast, and it's also just like layered with so much meaning, and I can't stop thinking about that moment. It's just incredible. I also love that they like kind of tease how awesome this oneer is going to be by having that oneer earlier in the film where the Asian girl is crossing the street to go.
Oh my god, that's a beautiful shot. Grace, like their daughter, crosses the street to go get her mom, and then we follow her mom back in this like circle, and it's just like, it's just a beautiful fucking shot. Also, just huge shout out to the woman who shot this movie, Autumn Arkbaugh. One of the things I really like about Ryan Coogler is that he works with women of color as his directors of photography pretty exclusively. This woman also shot, I believe she also shot Black Panther Wakanda Forever. After Rachel Morrison, his previous DP, has gone on to be a director. But there's something about, I don't know, when you like hire women to shoot women aren't automatically objectified in every shot, which is very cool. And also when you hire people of color are lit properly.
Yep.
So this whole thing is just visually fucking stunning. They also, of course, they shot it on 70 millimeter. They shot it on IMAX. I think Autumn Arkbaugh might be one of, if not the first, she's one of the first women to ever handle an IMAX camera. That's like pretty much been an exclusively male field.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So she's just like, this movie is shot so fucking beautifully. And that's a lot of that's Ryan Coogler. Obviously, he's got a really keen visual eye, but like his DP is just doing the most incredible work. Like, this is just like a fucking stunning movie. And this sequence is like, from every perspective, a nightmare. Like, there's music, there's dancing. You have like a billion extras, all of whom are in different costumes who have to be shot in different ways. Like, this is, like, in so many ways, an incredibly challenging thing to do. And they just make it, again, it's a magic trick. Like, it's just fully magical when you're watching it. And that really the whole movie is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's awesome when you have like a big budget film that is using its big budget to just look good, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of like putting everything in the world into it. Speaking of visual magic tricks, Michael B. Jordan, it's crazy.
There's two of him.
There are points where I forget that it is one actor.
It's two guys. It's two Michael B. Jordans. Ryan Coogler really knows what the people want, and it's more Michael B. Jordans.
I just remember in the one of the first shots we see of them, they're just passing that cigarette back and forth, and I'm just going there, what the fuck is happening?
You're like, damn, that's crazy. Thank you also for color coding the Michael B. Jordans. That was very helpful. We needed that. One is in red and one is in blue. This is extremely helpful throughout the film.
And I mean, it's great for the metaphor of like the two different paths you can take, right?
Right.
You can be on the vampires or you could not, right? Mm-hmm. And man, it's so cool. It's just such a cool movie. It's like a fun movie too, on top of it being so layered and so rich with cultural texts. It's
absolutely, it's so funny. Okay, so I saw this movie twice because I saw it like first and then I wanted to go see it on IMAX. And I also just want to say sometimes karma really shows up for you. When I got to the IMAX theater, I went by myself in the middle of the day during a work day. Don't tell my boss. I went by myself and it was on. I just had I just got an aisle seat for myself because I figured I was alone. And when I got there, someone's in my seat, the worst thing that can possibly happen, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a small old lady. I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. And it was like, hey, I'm sorry, you're in my seat. Horrible. I feel like a monster. But I was like, you know what? Like, because she had like a cane and stuff. And I was like, you know what? If you need to be on the aisle, that's fine. I'll just take whatever seat you had. Like, can you just show me your ticket? And she had dead fucking center.
Whoa. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, how was that? I didn't get the chance to see it in IMAX because it's dumb out here and there's only 7 theaters who are doing it.
It was absolutely thrilling. The BFI IMAX is the UK's biggest screen. It's absolutely enormous. It was crazy. At first it was extremely overwhelming. I will throw that out there. But there are only a few things that are like shot exclusively in the IMAX ratio. They don't shoot the whole film in the IMAX ratio. Which is obviously a bit more square. It's closer to like a 4:3 or 3:4. Like, but yeah, they do shoot the entirety of that scene is in the IMAX like camera, and that was just like absolutely thrilling.
That's crazy.
Like most of the musical and action scenes those were the ones that were like definitely they went with the IMAX for, and it was just like absolutely awesome. Like I was totally blown away. And then I walked outside and it was like 4 p.m. I was like, whoa.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
That was wild.
I feel like we've talked about all of the major things I wanted to talk about. Is there anything in particular that you want to shout out about the movie?
Yeah, I guess just like going to the music. Is it a musical of it? I think we can kind of dive into more. So, like, the first song we get is Travelin', which is just, I mean, they are traveling. I will point it out. So, musical. But it's really just to show us that Miles Catton, that Sammy has something special. Like, that's all that really is. It's like, holy shit, this kid is special.
And holy shit, it is special.
Holy shit, it is special. Like, it's just amazing. That's, like, the first song we get. We get some, like, kind of impromptu jamming with Delroy Lindo on the harmonica. Also, Delroy Lindo is great in this movie. I just want to shout that out.
He's so good.
He's so funny in this. Oh, my God. What I meant to say, sorry, about seeing this multiple times is that both times I still went with a British audience. And what I'll say about British audiences is they're very polite. And there are a couple things about this movie. First of all, I've now gone to like several things while I've lived in England that have had this problem. The ones I want to shout out are A Strange Loop and Slave Play, where some things are jokes. And British people do not feel comfortable enough to laugh at them. So there's a lot of me cackling in a theater. That I want you to imagine that energy.
Yeah.
Also,
in the center seat.
Center seat alone, cackling.
Yeah.
And then there's the additional trouble, I think, for this movie is that these accents are thick. These are thick accents. These are 1930s Southern accents, and people are not enunciating because that's key to the accent. So I do think there's a lot of things that I think people, A, didn't know it was a joke, B, didn't know what was being said. I think there were multiple times where I was the only person laughing at Delroy Lindo. And I'm like, he's a comedic character.
He's a comedic character, but that dude has so much range in this movie.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That moment where he talks about what happened to his brother is insane. Like, what a performance.
And then the immediate move into making that like a song, right? That humming immediately becoming a very raw expression of energy and emotion through song, I think it was such a clever way to talk about where blues comes from. And what white people don't understand about it. Because in that story, he's like, they like the blues, they just don't like who sings it.
Yep,
right?
Yep. It's fascinating to me when he's like, oh yeah, I've seen vampires before.
Oh my God, hilarious. Absolutely
because,
iconic. I love when characters do that. That's one of my favorite things characters can do is be like, no, I've seen this. And you're like, what?
Yeah. But I love that it's like, no, like he's teaching like a lesson to Sammy. He's like, vampires are going to come after you because you're talented, right? Like that is the world we live in, and it'll be fine. We'll get through it, you know?
Yeah, he's like, they come for me many, many times.
And the way that all of them are protecting Sammy is amazing, right? Like, I feel like that's a huge statement of like, we're protecting.
Oh, they never turn on him. Even when it's made explicit that if they gave Sammy up, everybody could walk away. Nobody considers it, which is a really nice change of pace, to be honest. And nobody blames him. Like, nobody's upset with him about it. This is not his fault. He's done nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's important to mention too the character of Annie, who I think is deeply fascinating as kind of like a protector of both lore and culture, kind of guiding everybody through these moments. When she's stopping Cornbread at the door, being like, "Wait, why do you need us to let you in? That's weird as hell."
That's weird.
That scene is so good. It's so funny and so like tense at the same time.
That scene's really good. It is extremely tense because Cornbread's been gone too long. And it is suspicious that he is trying to get through the door. It's a very good tension of like, is he just being weird or is he a vampire? We have to get to the bottom of this.
And it's so satisfying to me that they listen to Annie, right?
Oh my God,
I feel
immediately.
like in movies where that happens, it's like they didn't listen to the one person who has sense, but they all view Annie as knowledgeable, and even if they don't believe in her kind of, you know, hoodoo type of stuff, they still kind of go, well, you know, I respect her enough to listen to what she has to say for a fucking second.
Her mojo bag also notably works. Like, she clearly does have a knowledge. She casts her fortune out, and she knows that she is probably not going to make it, and so she makes Smoke make that promise to her. She's also so brilliant in this movie. Like, she's so magnetic. I could not take my fucking eyes off Winmate. Like, she was so she's so interesting to watch, and was such a well-realized character. That's the other thing I really like about Ryan Coogler, is he like really respects women, and you can like tell in his movies because women are like fully realized. And they're interesting.
Yeah, they're actual human
They're like
beings.
actual fucking people. Like, even, I can't remember her name now, and I feel like such an idiot, but Beau's wife, Grace's mom, she's also there, and she's the one who eventually invites them in by screaming.
Yeah, exactly. She takes that moment.
But she's really like, she's got a lot of, she's complicated, and like she makes that really terrible decision, but like it's not like, I don't know, you don't really get that mad at her. Like, it's so emotionally driven, and she's so upset. And then, like, her, like, throwing herself at Beau and then burning together is such a, like, unbelievably interesting way for them to go. Also, by the way, her husband is the most handsome person I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I was so
hot.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. I think the mom's name is Grace. I think the daughter's name is something else.
Oh, sorry. Maybe.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I as you were saying that, I was like, wait, I thought her name was Grace.
It might be.
But,
you might be right.
Yeah, shout out Thomas Pang, Filipino actor. We're the hottest Asians.
It was crazy. That guy was so hot. I was so distracted. In a movie full of a lot of extremely hot people, he was very hot. No, I think there's like, I don't know. I liked also of course, vampires aren't allowed in unless you invite them. That is like, that's classic vampire. I loved the addition of that on being like a white people not being allowed into a black space and the sacredness of that space that is for not white people. I really enjoyed that visually and thought that was a very cool way to like use this existing piece of lore to invoke something else. I thought that was like, extremely clever.
And also reclaiming space, right? Because that was as kind of like hinted at in the very beginning when they're like, why is there blood on the floor? Kind of when they're purchasing the place, right? That was kind of a mass execution site. And they're literally reclaiming the place and taking it as their own. I think place is super important, right? Even in that tracking scene where Grace's daughter is crossing the street, right? You're very subtly seeing the difference between a black-owned or not black-owned, sorry, an Asian-owned, black-only store, and then another Asian-owned, white-only store that's literally owned by
literally same family couple. Across the street, right?
Yeah.
But a very different, very different. Yeah, no, I think it's very important to acknowledge space in this. I just think I don't know. It was just such a stunning movie. I'm trying to think of more music. The first song we get from Remick and his new a cappella group formed of clan members, I mean, they're not an a cappella group, they have instruments, is Pick Poor Robin Clean. Is that the name of the song?
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. I love the little choreographed turning
as
and
fuck.
Stuff.
It's like they do that little... The little choreography. It's the most annoying shit you've ever heard. They're not bad. That's also important.
No, it's great.
They're not bad. They're doing exactly the bill. It's just the most annoying little ragtime shit song you've ever heard.
No, I'm going to be fully honest here. I love it. I love the number. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing in that moment. And I think it is impressive enough that they go like, oh, hold on a second. Wait,
no, they're
let
good musicians.
Like 1 second.
Like, that's not the problem here. The problem is that the song, I would call it completely soulless. Like, it is
yes,
so...
and that's the idea.
That's the problem. Is like, again, we're supposed to notice through someone like Annie that these people are vacant. Like, there's something upsetting about how vacant and soulless and wrong these people are. There's something like, you can't, again, like she says they gave her the creeps or something like that, but you can't put your finger on what's wrong, but something's fucking wrong. And you get that also, immediately. It's
the first song you hear after I Lied to You, right?
Which is like the opposite thing.
The complete opposite.
Yeah.
Shout out Lola Kirk too, like actual musician in that group.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun.
No, and she's great. Yeah. Again, she does a great job.
I'd love to shout out Jack O'Connell. It was so funny because I remember hearing about this movie in production years ago and going like, Ryan Coogler casted Cook from Skins in a movie?
Yeah,
Sign
right?
me the fuck up. I'm in here.
Yeah, Jack O'Connell. I mean, if you told me that I was going to watch a vampire do some Irish, like, step dancing and that I was going to like it...
It's incredible.
He
the
does
casting
a great
is
job.
Just 10 out of 10. Everybody does such a good job in
Haley
this movie.
Steinfeld was great in this.
Oh, so awesome.
She was so good. Awesome. I really just like she's absolutely brilliant. No, everybody in this was fantastic from top to bottom. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
speaking of Haley Steinfeld, shouting out more Filipinos there. The jokes about her being like, I don't know if she's 100% white throughout the movie are so funny.
So funny.
It really hit home for me because, I've been around. I kind of am light-skinned in a way where I'm certainly not white. But my sister is more white passing than me, and we talk about that kind of nature of passing sometimes. And it's just interesting to me, the kind of dynamic that comes up in this movie. Knows exactly what it's talking about when it's saying those things. She does an amazing job.
She does a brilliant job. Yeah, she does a brilliant job. And I think Mary, that part, it's so Mary's such an interesting part because she can pass, and therefore she feels that she will be safer going to talk to the vampires on her own because they're going to treat her differently. She is also the first of our friends that's turned, the first to be like fully consumed. Perhaps because it's just a fascinating role. I think she really, I really like Haley Steinfeld. I think she's just like so talented.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, her and Michael B. Jordan's chemistry is really fun. I don't know if you saw all of those kind of like videos coming out when they were doing press stuff, and it was like the chemistry between them is so great. And I think I'm on my side of things. I think very clearly brother sister chemistry. Like,
yes,
it
in
seems
real
like
life,
they get
absolutely.
along and tease each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It has a very sibling energy in real life, which is fun. I always like it when people seem to genuinely like each other.
Totally.
But yeah, they've got great chemistry in this movie. I think I'm trying to just think through. The thing is, we do get a reprise of Picked Poor Robin Clean that is much spookier. Because this is when all of the vampires have now they're sort of marching on the juke joint. Of course, it's spookier because it's sort of like a group. It's like a group number. It's very illustrative of their hive mind, which is spooky and uncomfortable and used to make everybody uncomfortable pretty effectively. I would also say that that's when you start getting the lyrics of like, I picked poor Robin clean is, oh, I robbed him for everything he was worth.
Yes.
That's the threat of this song is lost in that first bit where it's just some goofy ass white shit that is going on. You're like, oh, these goofy white people, what are they doing with their dumb little guitar choreography? And this is when it becomes threatening and you're like, oh no, they killed something and took it for everything it was worth, actually.
Totally.
That was funny to them because the Jaybird laughed, right? Like, it's
exactly.
like, that's when I do think it's a really clever song choice because you do get two uses out of it that are distinct and mean entirely different things within the film. The other character that sings is named Perlene. She's amazing also.
Yes. Yeah.
She's
the girl that Sammy's crushing on.
Yeah, Sammy's crushing on this girl who happens to be unbelievable also. So good for them.
It's insanely talented.
Just insanely talented.
It's just that like Blood Moon song or something like that. I know this is tangential to this, but it made me think about this. I love how much Ryan Coogler is all about going down on women. Like,
oh my god, I was about to mention that when I was talking about how much Ryan Coogler respects women. Like, you get like no fewer than like 3 or 4 explicit times where we talk about how to eat pussy. We go into detail about how to eat pussy in this movie, and I think that's important.
I know some people were rolling their eyes at that. I was here for it every second. I think it's awesome.
I was like, thank you, Ryan Coogler, for this.
I also, it's worth mentioning that we do get like post-credits musical numbers too, right? Because we get the mid-credits one where he plays a little bit, Buddy Guy does, which awesome. That
unbelievable cameo, by the way. Unbelievable
So
cameo. Post-credits, Sammy grows up to be Buddy Guy. I mean, it's Sammy. Yeah. But I was like, oh my god.
And then we get another This Little Light of Mine from Sammy in the post-credits, which is clearly just something that they just shot, and they were like, it didn't have a place really in the time that it happened, but it also feels really kind of hopeful and nice to have that as the last number that we have from the film. I also just, another tangent of, this is so clearly Ryan Coogler being like, man, I had a bad time working for Disney.
Oh my god. Could not have been more clear.
Let me show Disney what a real post-credit scene is. Yeah. And I'm going to give you 2 amazing ones.
Could not have been more clear that he was frustrated by people co-opting Black culture for capitalist reasons. Disney.
Yeah, because I mean, I think people have argued that like he is Sammy in this film, and I think that's wrong.
No,
I think he's Stack, right? I think he is the vampire who has been complicit in the system and, you know, has gone over to the other side of evil Disney and is still trying his best to connect with what he had before. So yeah, I think it's all really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. When you take in when you start to add in the biography of the director and the artistic biography of the director, it's also, I just think what Ryan Coogler's doing, the way he's like negotiated this contract has also made very clear that he's been really frustrated with the systems he's been working in. So he's going to fully own the movie in a matter of I can't remember, it's 25 or 30 years or something, but
something like that. Yeah.
You know, when you talk about movies that live forever, that is important. He's going to completely own it and completely own the distribution rights. And the back end deals on this are that like the actual artists are going to make a lot more money than the studio would. And studios are terrified. That's like genuinely what I'm hearing in my work is that studios are very, we're genuinely sort of hopeful this movie would flop. Because it would prove that this model can't be negotiated for other artists. They were kind of not, and you can kind of see that, like, there's some
all
of
the headlines.
Yeah, some of this is conspiracy theorists going off about the headlines, but trade writers, not to discredit all of trade writers, but most of them, I mean, I've worked with several where a lot of them just send what you sent them to print. Like, I would say that is, especially on the lower rungs, a lot of what they do. And you know, if they get an opinion piece, a lot of trades will just run with it. They'll add a byline whether or not that person really worked on it or not. I would say trades are really heavily influenced by studios and by people that make money off of them. So yeah, the headlines for this were like, oh, it's been knocked out of the #1 spot already, not mentioning that it made like some unbelievable profit margin, right? Like,
or like the early ones that were saying like, "Ooh, it's a box office success," but with a huge asterisk. The budget was big, like as if that's ever mattered for any other movie that's come out before
any other movie, right? So yeah, the way this is done is, I think, it's just another indicator of Ryan Coogler's frustration with the system, and I always appreciate people who are like actively fighting back against that in meaningful ways.
It is striking to me how clear the message of this film is. And I think even I think a lot of people don't take maybe the extra layers of this movie with them, but they feel that frustration of having something creative taken away from them. And that, you know, a lot of things now feel a little bit more derivative. And this movie feels in defiance of that.
Yeah, this movie feels original. And I think that was what was most exciting about it when you're watching it. Is like, yeah, it's a vampire movie. Like, we've seen vampire movies before, but this is an entirely different one. It feels entirely new. I also just think that in terms of trying to get his message across, I think that the setting in terms of time was also really smart. I think to have both Smoke and Stack be veterans, people who were sent overseas to fight for a country that when they get back doesn't fucking want them, is like that radiates especially off of Smoke. You can still feel his anger and his frustration, and I think like it's just there were a lot of incredibly good creative decisions that went into this movie, and I was just in awe of them as it went on, basically.
I also like that this movie is low-key pro-violence, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
they're like, hey, just kill the KKK. Just massacre them.
Exactly.
And I was like, yeah, that is actually the answer.
Yeah, when oppressors use violence, it's ugly and awful, and it will tug at your heartstrings in really terrible, terrible ways. But when people rise up and commit violence against oppressors, it's awesome, and everybody loves it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the triumph. That final triumphant moment of the movie is Smoke just absolutely
lighting that guy up.
It's awesome. It fucking rips, and then he immediately goes into the afterlife to peace. I really like that. I love the idea of a Tommy gun in one hand and a baby in the other one. That was like a very good image for me.
It's so funny to me that he's having this moment where he's like smoking a cigarette, seeing the love of his life with his child. He's gonna be there soon, and then this fucking Klans member interrupts him, and he's like, "God fucking dang, give me 1 second."
Yeah, it's so funny. It really worked for me.
It works really well. It works really, really well. Yeah. That's non-toxic masculinity there. Kill Klan members, right? Like that's what's up.
it was great stuff. I also like that he got the clan guy cigarette because he really needed it. That whole thing to me was like really brilliant. That last showdown.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really great. And of course, I think also it really works that we've already had the big fight and this is the stupid and annoying one. I really appreciated that. That like the vampire fight is obviously the big fight of this movie. And there's a lot of like, I don't know. I also love, of course, that like the fatal blow to Remick really is the guitar, like is the music, is the silver plate on the guitar. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Like I loved that final showdown scene. I thought it was really just absolutely stunning.
Where he's getting
to watch.
like baptized.
Yeah, he's getting baptized. We've got like the Lord Prayer going on. We've got just like, I don't know, this horde of vampires all wailing in agony. It was just like this really interesting scene. And then, of course, they all light on fire, which is rad as fuck. And you're just excited about it. But, and, like, Remick is like, revealed, like, at that point, he becomes truly monstrous. Like, his claws are too long. Like, that is when he's fully monstrous. There's nothing of, like, this, like, affable, attractive Irish man that we'd been presented with through the rest of the movie. That is completely gone. And he's being stripped back to, like, the most carnivorous part of himself. And I just think that is, it really works. But anyway, I like that is the big fight, and this is the one where Michael B. Jordan just kills everyone. Like, that fight, the other fight had massive stakes, and that, like, people were dying left and right, like, our friends. Like, that was a real and difficult fight, and the KKK is just fucking annoying and terrible and bad, and they should all be murdered. And there's no, like, remorse. There's no like, awful, like, oh, I have to, like, kill my friend who's been turned. None of that happens in this scene. It's, I'm gonna throw a grenade into a car. I'm gonna have multiple machine guns stationed throughout this area, and I'm gonna kill all of them. And it takes a really short amount of time. He's extremely effective. And he knows it's going to be his final showdown. He's already planned that. So he's like, I don't care that I've been shot. I'm just going to continue killing all of you. And it's really good. I just like that, like, the death count on this movie has been astronomical, but Michael B. Jordan's body count goes way up when he just straight up murders, like, 30 dudes from the KKK in about 2 minutes flat. I loved that structurally.
It's so good. The only other thing I want to mention is I really, really want Stack's shirt at the end of it, or his sweater.
His sweater is pretty fire.
Both of those outfits are pretty
fire.
Good.
Yeah.
In that mid-credit scene.
Yeah. It's pretty
amazing. I mean, the costuming in general is awesome in all of this. I think they do a really good job there too. It's not something I'm hugely knowledgeable of, but it felt very accurate to me.
Yeah, it feels accurate. It also I think the color choices are really lovely and beautiful. People kind of tend to wear certain colors, like Smoke and Annie are both in blue, which I just think is really nice. These people are sort of like tied together. Mary's even in that like sort of like soft pink dress. And like always in pink, and like she's sort of like, people are sort of aligned to each other in like their color choices, which is really nice. Color was like clearly so important when watching this movie, and I just think like, well, when this movie was being shot, and I just think that that's a lot like the DP, like the way that black skin works against that white church is just so stunning to look at. And I think like they were very conscious of color when they shot it, and all of these warm tones and these beautiful tones in the juke joint, and red is so important in the juke joint, of course. Like there's only red for the sign, and all of this stuff. Like I think color is really expressive in this movie, and I just really appreciate it. I just like, this is one of those movies you watch and you know that everything's been thought out. And I think that's like really what sticks out about it, is there's no part, like nobody dropped the ball here. There's no like weird massive plot hole or thing that doesn't make sense, or someone that looks out of place. Like the detail work in this is unbelievable. Yeah,
100%. And I think it's also just such a big love letter to blues music too, right? I mean, Delta Blues, literally Delroy's character is named Delta Slim, right? And Delta Blues is like the origins of all of the music that we have today in the U.S. pretty much. It's incredible. I love it. I love this movie.
Yeah. Is it a musical? We're not sure. I don't know, dude, because I don't know.
If it's a musical, it's my favorite. I think I would say that.
Yeah. we've got, like, I guess Rocky Road to Dublin, I have a hard time fitting into, like, I guess general structure. It's sort of a celebration that, like, it's kind of remix I want, right? Like, he wants to get back to Dublin emotionally. Like, he wants to connect to his ancestors that he's lost. And it is sort of...
say that.
Yeah, and it is sort of when we show the sheer power he's amassed by, like, we're focusing on him doing his dancing, but there's, like, he has a horde of vampires now that he's created today. He's really been quite efficient.
It's the Act 2 big musical dance number.
It is.
Like, that's what I see it as.
It is. You're right. You're right.
It's the villain song. It's the Be Prepared. It's
Be Prepared.
The
You're
Poor
exactly right.
Unfortunate
It's Be
Soul.
Prepared. It's the Be Prepared. Instead of goose stepping hyenas, we have a line dancing Irish vampire.
Yeah, I don't. I think I maybe still lean slightly not a musical.
I think I do too, to be perfectly honest. I think it's just barely not, though. I think it's like one song away, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Don't make us do math to evaluate this and figure out exactly if it is, because I think if we record this tomorrow, we're gonna have a different opinion.
Like, seriously, if one person were to say a very convincing sentence at me, I'd be like, absolutely. Like, I'm so on the fence about this. I just need, like, one charismatic leader to tell me what to say. But either way, this is a really beautiful movie, and on so many levels. It's just stunning. It's so interesting. It's so well thought out. I loved so many elements of it, and the music is so wonderful throughout. I mean, like, Ludwig Göransson is, like, Ryan Coogler's fucking guy. Like, they're best friends. And that
dude wrote Redbone. He is goated.
He's amazing. Sometimes
I can't think of a better composer.
These Scandies really get music in a way that, like, don't know what's going on up there, but wow. He's unbelievable. He's really good, and he just, like, scores the shit out of this thing. And
he does his homework. We love someone who does his homework.
Always does his homework. An extremely well-researched man. And all of the performances in it are brilliant, both musical and acting. You don't get, like, a single bad note, really. And that Miles Catton kid is unfucking real. I mean, that was just crazy. Where did they find him?
His story is pretty crazy. But I think the thing that gives me so much joy too is that he's been picked up by Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. He has, like, really, really good mentors with him now to be like, this movie is literally about not losing your soul while getting in this process. And he is, like, in the door of this. This is his first film, so he is getting the best lesson he could possibly get from two of the best people in this industry.
Two just really incredibly. I think is Jordan also a producer on this? I wanted to say yes. I don't remember.
He definitely has sat in that chair a bunch of times, and he directed Creed 3.
Exactly. Like, he really knows what's up. He's an incredible actor, and it's just worth saying that Smoke and Stack are really different characters, and you feel that the whole movie. Extremely similar to Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap. You really get you get the sense that there are two personalities, two of them. But yeah, no.
And also shout out, Michael B. Jordan only takes on roles that mean something really important to especially black men. Like, he's always trying to make a point in a way that I think is incredible. I don't think enough actors consider how their roles impact their community. And I think he's always thinking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Michael B. Jordan is he's really just truly amazing. I'm a big fan of Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. I'm so glad that there were two of him. More Michael B. Jordans. The sequel, he's triplets. The
sequel, 5.
Sequel, there are quintuplet Michael B. Jordans. I'd watch that movie.
I would too. All right, I think that's a pretty good place for us to wrap up.
Yeah.
Any last words there?
Go watch this movie if you haven't, or I'm sure it's on streaming by the time we release this. Get a projector, like, rent one from your local library. And project it, because it deserves to be big. It actually really does. I think it's so fucking annoying when people say that, and I want to punch people in the face, because I am such a, I don't know, it's so elitist, I think, for a lot of people. Like, to say that movies should be on a big screen. Like, not everybody has access to that. Not everybody can afford that. Some movies remind you why big screens exist, and this was one of them for me. That's what I'll say.
It's a spectacle.
Watch it wherever you can, but the bigger you can make it, you're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be worth it.
And keep watching it. Keep spending money on it.
Keep spending money on it, because that money will actually go to Ryan Coogler, which is really exciting, because that's not usually what you're paying for.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.